Phone. She wanted to tell her friends that she was going out so she could call for help using the phone. We know that Ever also wanted to leave to check on her family, but her friend warns her and tells her not to go outside because it's dangerous for her life. But Ever was determined to go out. Then Steven follows her to stop her from leaving, but Ever was insistent and determined. Then Steven and Ever go together to the bus. Meanwhile, she goes to the bus and finds the phones, but the phones weren't working. Ever gets frustrated. Steven tells her she is brave for thinking of going back to the bus after everything that happened, saying that trying to help her friends is the greatest bravery. He tells her not to regret her decisions because she was right. She then notices a tape on the radio and realizes the warning message is not real but recorded. She regrets leaving the building. Ever starts turning the radio dial and hears the news they listened to in the morning, but before she can understand everything, Steven injects her in the shoulder. At that moment, Randall arrives, apologizes to her, and asks her to forgive him. Here we discover that the driver was in on it with them and deliberately changed the route to get them lost. We also learn that Randall and Steven's friend planned all of this and that the purpose of the trick was to scare their friends, especially the bullies who always bullied them. We find out they had planned everything before the trip and were in agreement. The drug dealer was the one who attacked them on the road at the beginning, and when he attacked, he injected them with drugs to make them act strangely. Randall, the drug dealer, wanted to kill all their friends, but Steven didn't want to hurt anyone. Randall told his friend that everyone had turned into zombies and would attack him, so he would be forced to kill anyone who got close because they would hurt him. Then we find out that Ever was listening to their conversation and woke up. At that moment, Ever discovers that what is happening isn't the result of a real biological attack, but a staged trick, and that they used chemical drugs to create temporary deformities or behavioral changes. Randall and Steven get off the bus while Ever crawls, trying to get out. The drug dealer sees her and goes to stop her from escaping, but she manages to get up and hits him, beating him hard to kill him. Meanwhile, Randall returns to the building and tells those inside that their friends outside have turned into zombies. He gives them weapons and tells them to kill anyone who comes in. Then Ever arrives at the building where her friends are hiding. When she hits Randall's friend, she sees the rest of her friends who had turned into zombies coming to attack those who hadn't turned yet, so they could kill their remaining friends. Ever tells her uninfected friends the truth, telling them not to hurt anyone, and reveals Randall's plan. She says he injected her in the shoulder, which caused her transformation, and that he did the same to everyone. At that moment, Randall comes up behind them and tells them to kill Ever before she transforms. But everyone believes Ever and attacks Randall, throwing him away. When he hits the wall, he pulls a piece of cloth from the wall, which quickly falls, revealing a drawing of Randall celebrating his victory after killing everyone. The drawing shows Tamara holding on to him, and he drew her because he loves her, just as Steven loves Ever. At this point, everyone realizes that Randall was behind everything, leading to a fight. Ever manages to inject Randall with a large dose of drugs, and Randall can't handle it, so he loses consciousness. Afterward, they tie the drug dealer's body to a tree. They learn that the drug's effect wears off after 5 hours, and then they all go to the bus, and everyone is fine. While they're on the bus, the teacher wakes up, and we see Randall and his friend being interrogated about what happened, since this is considered a major crime, not just a prank. And that's where the movie ends. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get more new videos. See you next time. Welcome to Screen Recap, your shortcut to movie magic. We break down the best films in minutes, keeping it fast, fun, and packed with all the essentials. The story of the movie begins with a girl named Ever, who was waiting for her friend so they could go to school together. Then her friend Tamara arrives and picks her up. They were talking and not paying attention to the road. From their conversation, we learn that they are going on a trip with the school. Suddenly, Tamara hits someone with the car who was on a bicycle. When they get out and look, they realize it is their friend Randall. At this moment, their classmates from school, who are bullies, arrive and pour juice on Randall before leaving. Ever and her friend then arrive at school, where the teacher, Mr. Lorenzo, is the trip supervisor and takes all their phones. When they get on the bus, the supervisor talks about the trip details, but no one is interested or wants to listen. They set off from their school, which is called Evan Stonehill, with their teacher, Mr. Lorenzo. At first, the trip was routine. Mr. Lorenzo falls asleep, and when he wakes up, he sees they are going the wrong way. He asks the bus driver why he is going the wrong way, but the driver insists it is the correct route. When Mr. Lorenzo gets angry, The trip quickly turns into a nightmare as the bus has a violent accident after entering an unknown slope. After the accident, all the students are scared. They see smoke around the bus and the driver turns on the radio. The students start hearing warnings on the radio about an unknown chemical attack in the area. Because this substance is everywhere, even in the city, residents have to go to safe places to avoid getting infected by the virus. This causes panic among them. Mr. Lorenzo tells the driver to turn off the radio, but suddenly they hear someone knocking on the bus window. They see a strange-looking man who wants to get on the bus. The teacher says he probably needs help and that they should help him. When they open the door to see if he really needs help, suddenly one of the deformed people named Chip attacks Mr. Lorenzo brutally. All the students are terrified and retreat. Chip wants to attack them and tries to bite anyone, so they turn into zombies. This forces the students to run away immediately. One of their friends falls and Chip grabs her by the leg. The students are then seen in the forest, not knowing where they are or what is happening to them. They believe the man attacking them is a zombie. They stop and start talking about what happened. One of the students suggests that the chemicals in the air probably turned that man into a zombie. They seek refuge in an abandoned building nearby. While trying to survive, they split into two groups, one looking for anything to help them, and the other securing the doors. Randall's friend, Steven, tells Ever he loves her, but she ignores him because she is in a very difficult situation. Suddenly, they hear strange sounds coming from their friend, who was attacked by Chip, and Chip is also there with her. Ever wants to help her friend, but everyone refuses. Chip attacks their friend and finishes her off completely. Ever is saddened because she wanted to help, but couldn't, and her friends didn't let her leave because it was dangerous outside. Suddenly, the driver appears, and we find out he is also infected by the virus. He starts breaking down the door, attacks them, and everyone runs and hides in a room, locking the door. Their friend Ryan arrives and tells them the virus has spread everywhere, and everyone has turned into zombies. He says he wanted to hide anywhere until he ended up here, and that the zombies were coming after him. Everyone tries to escape as the zombies approach. The bully sees his friend being attacked by zombies, but leaves him, not even trying to save him. When he reaches the others, he pretends to be sad and tells them he tried to save his friend, but couldn't. Everyone tries to calm down and asks if any of the zombies bit him, but he says he was hurt in the stomach and is fine. They all feel he is lying and will turn soon. At that moment, the bus driver arrives and attacks them. Randall grabs a stick and hits him on the head until he dies. The bully says he feels dizzy and will go to the roof to try to burn the zombies. As he goes up, he feels something is happening to him and realizes he will turn soon. His friends are worried and go to check on him, but the driver appears suddenly, grabs the bully, and they fall out the window. The friends watch from the window, thinking the bully is dead, but then realize he is also infected, and Randall gets angry. And so everyone locks the doors to protect themselves. After that, Ever starts collecting paint cans. She gathers them to set them on fire and throw them at the car to create a blaze. Her goal is to attract the attention of the zombies so she can get out of the house and go to the bus to get